Hello everyone, this is just a dad. Today I'm going to show you my 3-month test of using the Roborock S8 MaxV. So I bought this brand new. I bought this with my own money and I wasn't paid for this video. Now the robot finally had an error. I've been using it for over 3 months. I've got a smelly, dirty water tank, which I haven't cleaned. I haven't emptied out the dust bag, and the robot actually stopped working. The roller brushes got so jammed up that they stopped working. So I've kind of neglected it. I haven't really kept up on the maintenance like I should have, but it's been used a lot. I haven't cleaned down here. I just want to show everybody how these vacuums work. So here's my history. It's had 78 total hours of clean time, 89 times of cleaning my house. Now it only keeps, you can see this is when it got stuck. It's had a couple problems, but it only keeps 2 weeks of stuff, because I've had this almost over 3 months working in my house. And I had this on a schedule where it cleans my house twice a week. So in settings, let's go to maintenance. Yeah, there's no way that filter should be that high. The brushes, the sensors, I was getting a notification to clean the sensors. I never did. The water filter, I kept getting, I never cleaned it. The dust bag, I never got a notification, but I bet it needs change. But that's troubling to me. Why the filter says it has 138 hours remaining, and the main brushes, I guess they just need replaced after so many hours, but wow. Okay, first I'm gonna do the robot, then I'm gonna open up the dust bag, then I'm gonna show you there is a cleaning procedure for this down here. Then we'll even clean the dirty water tank, which is really smelly. Okay, turn the robot off.
Turning off.
Okay, and again, we want to make sure these sensors and these sensors are wiped off. The bumper is still free. I don't see anything in the LiDAR. I never had any LiDAR problem. Now they did send me a replacement one. I had my first S8 MaxV and I had a LiDAR problem, but they warrantied it. Okay, this is probably going to be a mess. Yeah, well, it wasn't able to go back to the dock because it jammed up, so it wasn't able to auto empty. As we can see, things are kind of a mess, but that's okay. We're gonna get it all cleaned up. One thing I did notice, the mop pad probably needed to be replaced, or at least put in the laundry. What I noticed is this thing does, the base unit does a good job of cleaning this, but once in a while it just gets kind of stale. Like it starts leaving streaks after about a month. And I think you can kind of reactivate it by just putting it in your laundry, because your laundry is going to kind of fluff it up again. It should just slide out of this track. Yeah, it might even need replaced, but yeah, it does get kind of flat in areas, and it wets and mops your floor, but it leaves kind of streaks. This one I've always been a little leery of how to get off. All right, so it looks like it's a little number, it's a Phillips. It's a number 1. This seems really fragile. All right, that's not too bad, but I don't know. I guess you have to just replace that whole thing. Yeah. All right, so there's that. These are the sensors that I was getting reminded. They definitely needed clean. They just need wiped off. The side brush has been working good. I got a bunch of buildup right here. The carpet sensor seems to be okay. There is some dust down in there. That you would have to be very careful. I would only clean that with just a very light brush. Don't poke it, just kind of fluff it a little bit. But there is some dust. That is a very important carpet sensor. Front wheel, nothing's wrapped around. There's more of these sensors. They just need wiped off. Okay, let's get to the brush roller. This is where the problem started. And yeah, it's bad, but it's just hair wrap. Oh, wait a minute. It picked up a dog treat. That's what it was. Okay. I thought the hair wrap got so, because the brushes wouldn't turn anymore. They were like grinding. I'm like, oh no, the hair wrap got so bad that the brush rollers couldn't turn. It was a dog treat. That's hilarious. So this thing probably could have continued to work, but I'm glad it didn't. These do come off. I do have a bunch of hair wrap. I want to show everybody. Yeah, so this hair wrap was getting pretty intense. This is okay. Okay, so this doesn't need replaced. I don't see any broken pieces, but we got to get all that hair wrap off, which I'm not sure what the best way is. I got these little cutters. It didn't prevent it from working. I'm impressed. This thing has been pretty impressive. I just have been neglected it. And not necessarily on purpose. Well, actually on purpose, because I don't know. Didn't want to do the maintenance. I've got so many robots, I'm like, I'm just going to let it go. You know, and maybe kind of give it the results of, you know, if somebody else doesn't do the maintenance. Okay, so this can all get cleaned up. These rollers. Here's the other one. Again, lots of hair wrap, but it wasn't keeping it from working. I thought it was. All right, so then there's this area. Not too bad picking up, it doesn't pick up a lot of water. We got a lot of, I'm gonna get all of this clean. You're gonna need like a little brush. The drive wheels, I don't see anything around the drive wheels. I'm gonna take this outside and blow it all off. The nozzles look okay. Okay, so now let's get, yeah, we got a bunch of stuff right here. That doesn't look too, it's picked up a little bit of water. All right, the door. Might need a little stiffer brush on some of this stuff, yeah. The door looks okay. I don't see anything rubber that needs replaced or anything. Okay, let's get to the dustbin. This filter, these never make it to their time. Oh my goodness. See how filled that is? Now, I'm thankful that these are reusable, but they don't make it to their time. The time needs upped on these. Like, you need to, this is almost like a monthly maintenance here. And we did notice the vacuum wasn't picking up as good. Look, see that? Yeah. So this needs washed, cleaned, and dried in the sun overnight. And this one's been doing a pretty good job. Sometimes you'll get stuff caught in this little trap door here that keeps the trap door open. But so far I picked up a little bit of water, but I can take this to the sink, get this all nice and clean. I'll wash these. I'll let all of this dry in the sun. This is really, really bad, but it's reusable. So that's a good thing. But man, did it get caked. It wasn't doing much of a cleaning job, but it was still picking, I mean, it still picks up even though that was that way. Okay, back to the robot. Make sure there's nothing, this is all clean, that's good. Yeah, these, since I would wipe these, when I'm all done, I'll wipe these off because they're getting kind of dust on them now. There's a sensor here. Okay, let's just move all this off to the side. We got a big mess to clean up, but we got to go over here. I said next I would do the dust bag. Ooh, I haven't changed it. This is the original one. I think it's pretty full. Ooh, yeah. Let's open it up. Okay, so again, you just pull that. That keeps the, you know, I didn't get any dust by removing the dust bag. You pull that, it closes the opening there off. Wow, let's open it up. Again, this is over 3 months. This is the original. And it is, I like that it has 3 layers maybe. I don't notice any dust escaping it. And there's some really fine dust in here. How fun is this? This is fun. Wow. Now, whoever says robot vacuums don't work, they do work. They have limitations, but this is proof. I mean, this is proof that this has been cleaning my house. I mean, and it's compacted it. This is absolute, look at the fine, look at the chunks, even got rocks. That is amazing. Big tags, lots of rocks, lots of popcorn seeds. Okay, this, you know, this, I don't know what else to say other than it's pretty incredible how much these things pick up. All right, let's put that over there. I think I ran out of Roborock solution. I didn't put any in. It's pretty well dry. I just forgot. So this area is all clean. Let's go down here and then we'll do dirty water tank. Okay, there's really no guidance on this area other than you have notifications that tell you they call this the water filter. Now it is extremely dirty, but actually most of the dirt is there. So I'll take this to the sink. I think I can take this apart. I think it hinges, yeah, it hinges right here. Okay, so most of the dirt isn't here, it's right here. That is extremely dirty. I don't know how we're gonna get all that out, but lift this lever up. Again, it didn't say this needed replaced, but we're gonna take this all out. It still looks like it has all its bristles, but we're gonna need a brush. We're gonna need to put water down here, and we're gonna need to clean all of this. There's even some dirt over here, but I really can't get to that. There's the auto empty chamber. It looks fine. You know, the charging connectors look fine. The fills. Their manual has a lot to be desired. It doesn't really talk about that area other than just replacing the certain things. And again, let's go back to maintenance. You have to have the robot. I had to turn the robot back on or the app doesn't work. The filter, I don't think I reset that. That definitely 12 hours used. I must have reset it. Because I've got a bunch of hours. I don't know. The sensors, yeah, the mop just replaced water filter. So you just reset it. Now there is a place under dock settings that I can start the pump.
Start pumping out the water.
And I can stop.
Stop washing the mop.
So I think by using that button, I can put a bunch of water down here and I can start and stop that pump. They don't really talk about that, but that's what I'm gonna do. I may want to get a towel. So I don't want to suck all of this stuff up. I'm going to try to get a towel. Yeah, nothing else comes out, but I'm going to try to get most of this stuff, and I'll get a vacuum cleaner in here. Maybe I can brush some of this stuff while it's dry. Be careful, this stuff is fragile. Like that little hinge is fragile. Okay, that actually did a pretty good job by doing that first. All right, let's try my little Fantic here. Turn it on. I got tuna. So I just poured a bunch of water on this side, and interesting, it doesn't automatically, oh, no, it is starting to drain, okay. At first it wasn't going there over there, but now it is. It's a little hard to get the water. I just took the ramp off so I can do the video. So this brush for this is working great. And I bet I can get in that corner. Now this is a messy job, but this is required. This is actually really important. That's the downfall of robot vacuum cleaners is you do have to do this maintenance. All right, let's turn.
Start pumping out the water.
That's in the app. So it is pumping. Oh, excellent. Doesn't quite get all of it for some reason. Now,
stop washing them off.
Okay, so I'm using that app. Remember, I'm over here starting and stopping it within the dock settings at the very bottom. That's what I'm doing. And I had to turn the robot on for all this to work. I'm gonna do this a couple times. Again, I wish I could get that water. It doesn't seem to want to go all the way over to the right. I mean, it does, but it seems like it just takes a while. But get the stuff loose and then
start pumping out the water.
This is so much better up on a table. I can't imagine doing this on the floor.
Error 44. Check if the dirty water tank cover is secure.
Well, it's better. I might just wipe all that off. I think this, yeah, this did, well, it's sort of, I wish this side drained over to this side better, but maybe if I just give it time.
Error 44. Check if the dirty water
I just turned the pump on. It will turn
it.
itself off. It must be like on a timer. But it's, yeah, there's still quite a bit. I can just soak that up with a rag. Okay, as you can see, I might be making more of a mess. You could do this a little bit more detailed than I could and not make quite a big as mess, kind of do things in stages. Maybe just do the robot one day and then this one the next. But we're gonna get this all clean. I'm gonna cut all the hair off, wash these, wash this, let it dry. But the dirty water tank has been stinking, and it has a really bad odor because I've just been emptying it. I haven't been washing the dirty water tank out. Okay, we've got to clean the inside of that. It's a little hard. Yeah, there's quite a bit of sediment in there. We've got quite a bit of cleaning to do on this. Okay, let's clean the robot vacuum cleaner filter. Let's go over here. Maybe should have blown it off first. I never remember. Okay, that's really helping. Yeah, maybe I should have vacuumed it out first. But let's see if we can get it clean. I think I just need to agitate it. Maybe direct some in there. Okay, so that's working. I could have saved me some water by vacuuming out the main dust. But that got really, really clean. All right, good. These things are really dirty. You wouldn't think they would be that dirty, but they're actually, a lot of dirt clings to them. Especially the gray one. You're like, oh, it doesn't look dirty, but they actually are really, really dirty. Now the absolute quickest way is let them dry in the sun. This stuff dries so quick in the sun, especially the filter. I might blow that out. It's got a lot of water in it. I'll put all this in the sun. That's gonna dry the fastest. Okay, I'm gonna wash these parts also. I think just by washing this manually, I can kind of get it fluffy again, but I may have to replace it. And then I gotta be careful of that screw. I don't want that screw to come out, but it looks like it's staying in there. That's the water filter. Again, it doesn't look super dirty, but it actually is. The screen is pretty dirty. There's a float. The high-speed brush doesn't look dirty, but the door. And now we'll do these things just get really flat. You know, I know the base unit cleans them, but it doesn't clean them you know, it doesn't get all the dirt out, as you can see. See, that gets it nice and fluffy again. This one may not have much life left in it. It is pretty dirty. Yeah, the dirt's kind of gotten everywhere. But that's good. It did a good job. Now, I did take this outside and blow it off, and I was actually pretty surprised how much dust came out around the wheels. So blow, and I've got this little blower here. Takes a DeWalt 18-volt battery, but I like it because it's just convenient. But anyway, I'll try to put a link to it in the show description notes. I was surprised how much dust came out that I couldn't see around the drive wheels. Now I'm going to wipe all of this off and wipe all the sensors off. Okay, it's all cleaned up. Again, be really careful of this. I know I was kind of being rough and turn it over, put it on a towel. You know, this is a LiDAR sensor. Just, you got to be really, really careful of that. I wiped all this off. Now, what is shocking to me or surprising is how little it's been damaging my furniture. You know, I know they've done an update to the software, and it's supposed to help with obstacle avoidance. I do find that this does pretty good. It's actually a pretty good vacuum cleaner. You got to get used to kind of a flat mop that vibrates. These things vibrate instead of spin. So that takes a little bit of getting used to. Like, I prefer the spinning ones just, I guess, because I can see them and it seems like it's doing a good job. But this one, again, does just as good. So I've retired the Roomba X10, their brand new one. It's just not worth my time anymore. But look at it. Oh my goodness. This is brand new. This only cleaned my basement for about 3 weeks, and this is incredible. This is a $1,500 Roomba's latest. It's awful. Like, and I know somebody said in the comments there's a setting. It is on the setting where it doesn't bump into the furniture as much, but it doesn't have LiDAR. I mean, wow, even the camera gets. This is terrible. This is their brand new, just released, and they're not using LiDAR. Why aren't they using LiDAR? I don't know. I just got the brand new Dream L10S Pro Heat or something. It's brand new. That's the Roborock Q Revo Pro. I've got the Q Revo Master upstairs. It took the place of this. So this one's going to be ready to go. This did get pretty clean. I just used towels to kind of mop up the rest of the water. And I do think you just pour concentrated Roborock solution in here. I think that helps with the odor. There's my light. I'll put a new bag in. Here's the Roborock solution. I don't know why they call it OMO, but there is a Roborock. This is concentrated. For the Q Revos, you got to put it in the tank. And it's just, they go by capfuls, but I just do like dabs. But in here, this one you pull full strength. It does take quite a bit, yeah. So you'd fill that up and then put this back. I do have a new dust bag. Make sure there is a micro switch down there. So we want to make sure and get this all nice and activated. Oh yeah, pull that out. Pull that out like that. No, it's got to be in. Well, you'll eventually is hard. Maybe you have it out. It's hard to do one hand, I'm sorry. Let me. All right, got a tripod. All right, so start like this. See how it's gonna push all this spring mechanism. So start in this track. I'm actually surprised it's that hard. Huh. Let's see if I can demonstrate this. There's like, so start like this. That's gonna go right there. If you can see that, there's like a little area for just this part. I think before I was trying to push the whole thing, but just go right there, then push this whole thing. This is where it gets hard, but it is the right thing to do. Then it's all the way down. Put the bag in there. Now this is flush right here, but there's a cutout in the cover for that there. So even though that's sticking up, that's flush. All right, that is all done. Okay, waiting on some parts to dry. I got this all wiped up. That rubber does come off. There was a little bit of hair between the rubber and the hard plastic, but these are cleaned up, ready to go, waiting. That's cleaned up. This is ready. I didn't have to clean the clean water tank. It's fine. Then I've got all my parts drying. One thing, when I was blowing this out, this thing came. This is a flapper, so I'll have to make sure and put that flapper in. It can be a little tricky, and it needs washed a little bit better too. But everything's drying. I think I got a little bit more life out of the mop pad. Maybe not. We'll see. Again, when it gets really matted down and flat, it doesn't mop the best, but I think it might have got reactivated. Then I should be able to go under maintenance. I should be able to reset the filter. I guess the main brush, that's for replacement. The side brush, it would look fine. Sensors, reset. I must have reset the filter. The mop, just replace as necessary. Reset. High-speed brush maintenance. High speed, so I guess I did the maintenance. I don't think that's a time interval for changing it. And that's all I can do. Okay. What are some takeaways? I'm glad I have it on a schedule. Otherwise, I wouldn't remember to go up and hit the clean button. You know, it works. I mean, you can see it's been, you know, my wife is used to it now that whenever we're in the kitchen and there's a big mess, she's like, oh, can the thing mop the kitchen? And I'm like, yes, it can. So I'll start a mopping for the kitchen. And so we're getting really used to it and kind of, we're starting to rely on it more. Like, and once in a while I do find it where it's, well, it had that dog treat in it and it was stuck. And I found it, I think under some furniture a couple times. That was before the update. But then there is one place where it would always kind of have problems. I just put a no-go zone there, so. It's just we're constantly changing the water and emptying the dirty water tank. That's probably the biggest problem with these is this seems to be pretty constant, but that's okay. The future is going to be hard, you know, putting plumbing lines, putting this in your house, and you can easily attach a water line and a drain line, which right now I think is pretty hard. Unless you're building a house to hook it to a drain and run a water line to it. I mean, it can be done, but that's probably the biggest thing is just emptying these tanks all the time, but that means it's working. Okay, so I put it all back together. It is vacuuming my house. So I've retired it to the basement. This is where it's gonna be for a while, but everything went together very easy. You can see this is all nice and clean now. It cleaned my entire basement last night. So there's a little bit of dirty water in there, not much, actually quite a bit actually. But just from my basement is pretty big. Clean water tank. And what I did last night, after I put it all together, well yesterday, after I put it all together, I had it map my basement. And it did a really quick mapping, like in 10 minutes. And you can see it has cleaned my entire basement. It's almost done. Right here is where it is right now. I like that it takes pictures. And it was able to clean in the dark last night. There's a picture of the cord. I love the skip. I had it skip. So I told it to skip the current room and go to the next room. So here it's traveling to the actual kitchen. I'll let it clean for just a little bit, and then I'm gonna show you how everything looks on the inside of the robot. But it went together very well. You know, the maintenance was, and I pretty much neglected it. I mean, I do all these videos on keeping up on the maintenance, and that one I just kind of like, sometimes I'm like, I'm just gonna set it and forget it, because I think that's what some people are gonna do. So that was probably worst case scenario of never cleaning it for over 3 months. It might even been longer than 3 months. You can see it's lowered the mop pads. Oh, the mop pad needs replaced. It's still pretty flat. And it auto lifts the mop pads when it gets on carpet. Now, I'm gonna do the same thing with that Eufy S1 Pro. I've used it for a couple months now. I haven't done any of the maintenance on it yet, but it is really dirty. But it's got a lot of areas to take apart. So that's gonna be an interesting video. That'll be my first time taking that type of robot apart. There, it should put the mop pad back down. And the S8 MaxV, it lifts its mop pads really, really high, so. I'd like to see it extend that side brush a little bit more. It seems like I rarely see it, the front brush. I rarely see it extended. There it did. So it does work. There. It kind of stops when it retracts it. Okay, let's take a look. Again, everything dried in one day. It was a really sunny day.
Pause.
So it was a really sunny day. So everything dried really quick.
Dustbin removed.
All right, you can see, yeah, it's vacuuming. Everything's clean. You know, it'll auto empty this. Let's tilt it over. Now again, this does need replaced. It gets, I don't know how to say this, but it loses its fluffiness, and it does. You'll see streaks. So it just needs replaced. Even though I've cleaned it, and of course it cleans it all the time. So eventually you do just need to replace that. This one I think I can keep for a little bit longer. Yeah, the rollers are doing great. It picked up that dog treat. You know, this side brush I thought was going to be super fragile, but it seems to be working okay. Yeah, this thing, yep, I'm very, very impressed with it.
Dustbin installed.
And then let's just...
Resuming.
Yeah, be sure to check out my other videos. Q-Revo, that's the Q-Revo Pro. That's the brand new Dream L10S Pro Heat. I'll be doing, I got all the videos, unboxing, review, comparisons, and then I try to use them. What I do is I take them upstairs. It becomes my main vacuum upstairs, which we put them on a schedule 2 to 3 times a week. And then I'll do a real world, like, okay, I used that one for over 3 months. That's a real world test. We actually did like it. Other than I should have replaced the mop pad a little sooner, because I was noticing some streaks, but that's my fault. Yeah, I just read an article last night. I always, my news feed for news is, since I Google robot vacuums, it's full of robot vacuum news. And I think it was the wire cutter. They're like, mopping robots aren't to the point of purchase yet. I'm like, I'm not so sure that's true. I think they are. I think they've come a long way. There's some that are and some that aren't. As we saw with the Roomba. I would definitely stay away from the Roombas. But some of these are actually pretty good mopping robots, and they've got some really smart technology. And that one, the Eufy S1, it's a completely different way of doing things. As far as grabbing the dirt, capturing it into a dirty water tank, where these have to capture the dirt in the mop pad, take the dirt, and then wash it off with the base station and then go back. So there's some new technology coming, but I think these are worth it. Especially when you start getting some of these on sale, like the Pro there. I think it was around $800 for a while. I forget the price, but these are sub $1,000 machines and they do a great job. I mean, we can go on and on about what doesn't work and how they don't do everything and how they sometimes get stuck, and I'm overall happy with them. If you know the limitations.
I'm here.
Oh, that Rocky. I haven't gotten used to that. I haven't used it yet, but it picks up my voice even when I don't say,
I cannot understand.
hello, Rocky.
I'm here.
Go to the dock. Stop. Stop cleaning, Rocky.
I cannot understand this command.
Hello, Rocky.
Open me. I'm here.
Quit cleaning.
Resuming.
They do give you a card with the commands. I just don't know them. Hello, Rocky.
I'm here.
Stop. Go home. Yeah, I'm not using the right commands. Got lots of new products here that have been just released. Some carpet, this is a brand new carpet shark stain striker. They got a brand new shark steam mop. Now, you're not supposed to put these on the base stations on carpet, but you know, because they want this on like hardwood floors so that when it does its initial coming off. But I'm gonna try it. I mean, it does lift its mop pad, even though it is wet after it's done washing it. But you have been officially retired with a thumbs up. That is a Just a Dad approved robot. Didn't have any, the original one I got did have a LiDAR problem, but Roborock sent me a new one. I had to send the old one back. So since then, I've not had any major issues with it, other than just a big day of cleaning. But you know, that cleaning only took, if I'd have just dedicated and not videoed, that would have taken about a half hour to clean that. So it's not that big a deal. It definitely helps putting it on a table and cleaning it. But you got to remember, leave the robot on so that you can operate that suction pump.